Hello, good day, everyone. How was the day? I believe your day went well, and a busy Monday for that matter. Mondays are busy days, all right? A lot of work to do, a lot of activities to be conducted in a Monday. That's why most people don't like Monday. All right, today I would like to welcome all of you. My name is Ambassador. I'm the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management and your facilitator for this our free 1 month professional diploma training in peace and conflict management. I have been your trainer for the past a year and a half. So I have been here sharing knowledge with you, and we are going to continue to share knowledge together as much as God give us the strength to do so. So today I would like to welcome all of you, our participants, our viewers, our learners. Thank you for always taking time to join the training despite your busy schedules. You still create time to be part of it. And so I want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of the training today. And today I'm still in the office. I'm doing it right from the office here. And I wish to appreciate all of you for being part of this training. All right. So this is a free professional training for people who are interested in knowing so much about peace, know much about conflict, and how they can be able to, address conflict in their families, conflict in their workplaces, conflict in their businesses, conflict in their political parties, conflict, whatever conflict find itself, you have the opportunity, you have the skills to address such conflict. That's why we're offering this training. It's free, 100% free. It doesn't matter where you are. You can connect with us, whether you are from Nigeria, Africa, Europe, America, Asia. It doesn't matter. If you are able to see our life, why not connect and be part of the training? Join us here, the early participant, the early connectors. I would like to identify with them. I have Christian Adamu join us from Niger State. We have Bayo joining us from Akure, Ondo. We have Benjamin Bulus from Niger. Okay, from Niger State. We have Ambassador Vivian join us from Yenogua Bayelsa. All right. We have Oluwafemi, um, Ambassador Oluwafemi Bandele joining us from Kogi. Is one of our distinguished ambassadors. Sir, I'm able to identify you today. Thank you very much for taking time to be part of today's training. Despite your busy schedules, you are here with us. I appreciate you. I want to appreciate Ambassador Dominic is also a member of the Institute from River State, Zikaria from Bauchi State, Onyebuchi Israel Friday from Abuja, where our headquarters is, and my good friend Chumuka from Zambia. My good friend Chumuka, it's been a while. How are you doing in Zambia? All right. Aduhabi Hama Adama from Taraba State. We have Ambassador Tambo, Kamano from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Thank you for taking time to join. And then we have Katanga, Dr. Katanga from Namibia. Thank you for taking time to be part of today's training. I want to appreciate all of you for connecting all around the world to be part of this training. And just like for us to be able to reach out to many people is for you to share the life. Just share it to as many groups that you can share on Facebook, as many groups you can share on WhatsApp. Let them know that this is a free training. They should come participate and acquire skills that will help them to resolve conflict in their various endeavors. So encourage someone out there to participate. It's going to help our society to be better for it. Jibril Muhammad, thank you for connecting from Kebbi State. Miracle Ezekiel from Ogun, Ambassador Victor Bitrus from Jos, and Jimmy Oche from Benue State, and then Samuel Mikey Ayo, Anambra State. All right, I think he's an ambassador. Yes, Ayo. Yeah. And then Ambassador Dr. Asobo Tamba from Cameroon is an ambassador, member of the Institute. Susan Adachi, it's a pleasure from Kogi State. Thank you for connecting. And then Okechukwu, Emmanuel Okechukwu, joining from Abuja, and the Holy Ghost Worldwide Outreach. So we're going to have the Holy Ghost joining with us here. Ambassador Jonathan is a member of the Institute from Asaba, all the way from Asaba. And then we have Pastor Amechi joining from Benin City, though. And then one of our new applicants, Tijani Ibrahim, joining all the way from Medugri. I want to appreciate all of you. And then we have Tadele from Ethiopia. Thank you for joining us. And Ishaya from Abuja, the headquarters of the Institute. Mark Abi, thank you. Mark also indicated interest to apply to become a member of the Institute. So I want to appreciate you. And we have Motebe from Lesotho. Thank you. Lesotho chapter will soon be active because the team there is working assiduously to see that the chapter is well registered there. All right. So I want to thank you. And then Ambassador Jane Wekesa from Kenya, one of our finest ladies in Kenya who are ambassadors of the Institute. I want to appreciate you for taking time to be part of today's training. And then Federate Leka, also from Kenya. Thank you very much. And Christian Nyikwa from Kano State. All right, so at least I have identified the early birds. All right, those that have joined early have taken time to identify with you. And yes, this person has been a consistent participant. Mutai from Kenya, thank you for taking time to join us. I appreciate all of you. Igba Vincent Sound, thank you for joining us all the way from Abuja. All right, and Osman Samaila, all the way from Potiskum, Yobe State. And then we have William Steven, always consistent, from South Sudan. All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim from Sierra Leone. Thank you. And Messi Moses, thank you. I appreciate all of you for taking time to join the training. At least I have taken about 7 minutes of our time to appreciate all of you and to acknowledge your participation. So do way to share the links with others. Let them be part of the training. Let them join us, all right? Share to as many groups as you can, and then invite them. Let them know that it's a free training, all right? They're not going to pay anything, and they're going to get certificate. They're not going to waste their time. At the end of the training, they will get a certificate to back up what they have spent their time here to study. So you're not wasting your time here. You have something to back your stay here. Do you understand? So your effort, your time is not going to go in vain. You are going to get something in return for it. Do you understand? You acquire knowledge and you get a certificate to back the knowledge you have acquired. All right. So today we have finished module 1 of the training. We look at 3 units. We look at what conflict is all about. We look at what peace is all about. We look at some of the peace and conflict theory yesterday, all right, where we talk about the human needs theory. We talk about the release theory. Talk about the Ribra theory. Talk about several good theories, structural theory of conflict. Do you understand? We talked about so many of them. And today we are going to look at unit 1 of module 2, and we are talking about the structural and root causes of conflict. Structural and root causes of conflict. All right. So some conflicts are structural, and they are also part of the root causes of conflict. Do you understand? All right. They start from somewhere. All right. They start as if they are simple matters, but over time, as a result of neglect, as a result of no desire to resolve them, all right, they degenerate and become something else and escalate into full conflicts. Do you understand? So, and so we're going to look at those structural and root causes of conflict. This is what we're going to examine in Module 2, Unit 1. Structural and root causes of conflict is what we are going to consider for today. So let's move together. Now, what are the learning objectives here? We say that you should be able to identify and explain the underlying structural and root causes of conflict in societies. And you should be able to identify and explain the underlying causes of conflict in our societies, what we consider as root or structural causes of conflict. Do you understand? So that's what you're going to consider here. All right. So what is our introduction? Introduction say conflicts rarely arise suddenly. Right? Conflicts rarely arise what suddenly. In most cases, they are the outcomes of deep-seated structural problems that have developed over time. That is, it started as a simple matter, but no attention was given to it. Nobody cares it. It's a normal thing. It is well, it's none of my business. You understand? Everybody look the other way, and the situation exists small, gradually, and then it is expanded, and then before you know it, escalate into something else. Do you understand? Nobody cares. Do you understand? When the issue of Boko Haram started, it started very simple. Nobody cares. Do you understand? But as time progresses, it became something different. In fact, when it started, we were in Meduguri. I was in Meduguri by then. Nobody cares. They thought it's just a normal thing. Do you understand? Until it became something else. And when they started initially, they were angry with government, not individuals per se. But as time goes on, when their leader was killed, they now began to attack anybody that they could see. Do you understand? So that is it. So um, these problems, known as structural or root causes of conflict, create conditions that make violence, instability, or prolonged tensions likely. Do you understand? Likely. That's it. These problems, known as what structural and root causes of conflict, create conditions that make violence, instability, or prolonged tension likely. Do you understand? Because when these issues are not attended to over time, they degenerate into something else. Do you understand? They can cause violence, they can cause conflict, they can cause, tension. Do you understand? Prolonged tension. And we have been witnessing some of those things. When something starts, it's a normal thing. Nobody cares. Nobody give it attention. Do you understand? Nobody give it attention. Nobody really cares. But before you know it, it becomes something serious. Do you understand? So understanding these causes is essential for effective conflict prevention, management, and peace building. So for you to be able to do something tangibly about peace is for you to understand those factors that are responsible for conflict in the first place. Those structural and root causes of conflict, you must understand them. And this is what we are here to do. So that whenever you go out there to resolve conflict, you are not just looking at what is at the periphery, what is at the surface, but you go down, deep down to unveil the root causes of the conflict. Do you understand? So that's what we're talking about here. So let's look at key concepts. Key concepts. Key concepts. Number one key concept that we are going to consider here as one of those root causes of conflict, as one of those structural causes of conflict is poverty. Poverty. We are aware that we consider poverty to be a common thing because it's not everybody that will be rich. Is it not so? Yeah, that's a fact. That is not everybody that is going to be rich as a matter of fact. Do you understand? And there are levels of riches and there are level of poverties. Do you understand? So these are the things we may not be able to go deep into that. But what we are trying to say on a general note is that poverty is one of the causes of conflict. When a majority population, a good number of population is poor, then there's that likelihood that they are going to be agitated. And as a result, it can cause conflict. Do you understand? So, what is poverty? Poverty refers to the inability of individual or groups to meet basic needs such as food, shelter, healthcare, and education. Some people are kidnappers today because they are poor. They are finding it difficult to live and attend to their basic needs. That's why they end up being kidnapped. That's why they resort to kidnapping because there's poverty. Some people are doing ritualist activities, one chance ritualist activities in Abuja today simply because they don't have poverty. Poverty is their problem. Some resort to killing human parts, selling human parts just to earn a living. Why? Because of poverty. I believe that if someone is, um, you know, uh, engaged productively, they will not engage in such kind of acts. Do you understand? They will not engage in such kind of acts. It's because they are not engaged productively. That's why the devil give them a job to do. So poverty is one of those factors responsible, structural factors that are responsible for conflict. Do you understand? So how does poverty fuels conflict? How does poverty contribute to conflict occurrence? Do you understand? How does poverty, facilitate conflict? One, poverty creates frustration and resentment, all right, towards the state or the elite groups. Do you understand? If you are a way-to-do person, you are a target. That's why they carry police and security along because they know that poor people are angry. There's that a sense of resentment. There's that sense of hatred. There's that sense of hate frustration towards the state and even in the elite. How many of you are not angry with your senators and your House of Rep members and your leaders, your governors? They are moving with heavy security, flashy cars, and making noise here and there, and then you are not seeing anything. That is not changing your life. Their representation is not having an impact on you. Are you not going to be angry? Don't you see? Okay, I think many of you watch what happened in Zamfara, where the constituents beat one of their representatives. That is they were angry. This guy, you are representing us at the House of Reps, and we're not seeing the impact. So, and then you carry flashy, heavy cars, and then you came with them here. For what? They beat the hair out of me. Do you understand? That's what they did in Zamfara State. One of the constituents there beat the House of Rep member. Of recent, they were frustration. Frustration led to that thing, resentment. Do you understand? So these are the issues. So they beat their representatives. All right. So poverty meant by violent groups, banditry activities, militancy activities, chance gangs are becoming rampant simply because of high rate of poverty in our society. People are available for recruitment once they have the opportunity. Somebody will collect money to go and be a suicide bomber. That is, you collect money. They say, take this money, but you're going on a suicide mission so that you are going to die. You're not going to spend this money. You can imagine, how can you give me money and then you give me assignment that I'm going on a suicide mission? Who is going to spend that money? Do you understand? So it means that it has no value. But yes, these people will collect this money and will carry out this job. Do you understand? They are vulnerable. Do you understand? That's why banditry activities is productive. Boko Haram was, at the peak of it. ISWAM and whatever ISIS are being out there because there are people who are moving aimlessly. They are just going about doing nothing. That is, they are free for anything. If you tell them let's go and steal, they are eager to go and steal. If you say let's go and protest on the street of Abuja, they are eager because there's nothing to do. And so you present them with the best opportunity. So why would they follow? Don't follow, don't go. Do you understand? That's it. So that's how poverty influences conflict. They can do anything so far as it will meet their daily need. That sometimes people will go and kill for 20,000. 20,000. Somebody give you 20,000. You go and kill somebody for 20,000. For crying out loud, 20,000. 20, not $20,000, 20,000 naira. That cannot buy a bag of rice as it stands now. So this is how poverty influence what? Conflict. Youth unemployment, armed militancy in part of Niger data. Do you understand? It's because of youth unemployment that contributed so much to armed militancy in the Niger data. Do you understand? But when those guys were engaged productively, that militancy activities will reduce. Do you understand? So that's number one key concept that we consider today that facilitate and influence poverty. It's a structural problem. It is a root cause of conflict. It's poverty. It's not the gun that the person carry. It's not by him being on the street that makes it a conflict. No, there is poverty that has been neglected. And there are policies of government that pushes people more into poverty. And then they become frustrated. So what do you expect them to do? They can do anything possible. Do you understand? They can do anything possible. You see, sometimes that's why sometimes I say the discipline that we used to give military officers or the police officers, some of those disciplines are not good. Like a trained police officer, a trained military officer, you are sacking him. You sack him, remove his uniform, and ask him to go. Just like that. And then what happened? This person is an asset. Is an asset available to be harvested. In fact, he can even recruit his own team. He has spent so many years in the police. He has spent so many years in army. He knows what goes on there. So if this person has a gang, don't you think that gang will be tough to be dealt with? But these are the consequences of our action. I don't believe in sacking somebody that has been a professional like that. It's better we should find a better way of keeping the person, maybe, or maybe send him to prison, let him be rehabilitated. Do you understand? And let him be retrained, let him engage in other activity, so that maybe after a while you will now release him with full skills that he can go and invest. Do you understand? Rather than just remove like that. You are sending that person to where? To go where? Just like that. It's a danger to society because out of frustration, when allowances are not coming again, when salary is not coming again, that person can recruit, he can become a gang leader, he can become a terrorist, leader. Do you understand? He can recruit and he can access weapons anywhere, and he knows how to fire rifles, so he can recruit people, train them on how to fire it. Do you understand? Some of the things that we are seeing in our society today is because this kind of actions were taken and people neglected the impact of those actions. It's easy to sack somebody and say go, but the impact and the consequences that follows that is something that it will take you so much to redeem. So poverty, nobody wants poverty. And that's why in countries where poverty is not a problem, those societies are peaceful. Switzerland, Iceland, they are relatively peaceful because, in fact, they are enjoying peace because there's no poverty. Everybody, the level of resource distribution is quite equal. Do you understand? And they're enjoying themselves altogether. So poverty removes human dignity and can make people to do the unexpected. That's what Ija is saying. Do you understand? So let's look at number two key concept. Number two key concept is inequality. Inequality. All right. So definition of inequality is the unusual distribution of resources, opportunities, or power among individuals or groups. In societies whereby we have multiple ethnic groups, like society like Nigeria, where we have multiple ethnic groups, resources and position, employment opportunities must be distributed evenly. When there is this uneven distribution, tension, it causes agitation, it causes, you know, it raises concerns. Do you understand? And this is most especially seen in democracies. Democracies uh, make these things more visible because in most democracies you see what we call capitalism, and capitalism promote individualism and not communalism, not uh, collective effort. Do you understand? So everybody is trying to outsmart everyone. So when somebody is in a position, he amass wealth. Do you understand? And then there's this kind of mentality, get quick syndrome, that is destroy the society very quickly. So everybody wants to get richer and want to belong to a class. And there's this discrimination. I was the press secretary of a particular party state chairman. That was in 2019. And then I was sent to go and visit somebody and deliver a letter to the person. So when I went to one of the honorables that was contesting for House of, I think, Assembly election or House of Reps election or so. And then to go and see this man. This man was, aspiring for deputy governor. So I went to his house. So when we got to his house, he had a sitting, um, something like a sitting place outside the house. All right. So it's like a hut outside. Here they put some executive chairs and then some rubber chairs. So when I got there, he showed he showed the honorable that was with one of the executive chairs to sit, and then Me, I was also trying to sit on one of those executive chairs by the other side, feeling that me too, I have been sent by the state chairman to see him. So, as a press secretary to state chairman, me too, I was carrying myself on the another country. So, when I was about to sit on that chair, he now signaled me that I should see chairs there. That is the rubber chairs. I should go and sit on the rubber chairs. Ah, look at this man. Oh. I should go and sit on the rubber chair. But even in my house, I have executive chairs. So I'm not, by your own assessment, I am not qualified to sit on the executive chair in your own house. Now, if I were someone that is class conscious, do you understand? Now, if I have opportunity, I can do everything possible to amass wealth so that I can be class oriented. Do you understand? Today, that person, I saw him, he was being handcuffed by the EFCC at some point and all of that. Do you understand? You see, that's it. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the mentality we carry create this inequality, and the kind of resources that we embezzle so much. I know there are some people that embezzle, and there are some people that, yes, make their word genuine, but because of the level of wealth they have made, do you understand? It creates that level of inequality so much that it becomes a problem. I know inequality is more visible in capitalist societies. Do you understand? It's more visible in capitalist societies. So inequality is one of the issues that fuel conflict. So people who are not getting opportunities can get frustrated, and they can, you know, contribute to the occurrence of conflict. So let's look at types of inequality. We have economic inequality. Economic inequality, that is income and wealth gaps. Do you understand? When the income and wealth gap is that's we were talking about it yesterday. A professor that has gone to school for several years and earned a PhD and become a professor is earning something less than a politician who just finished a degree and got an appointment. How do you reconcile this? How do you want that professor to feel? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Economic inequality, the gap, the wealth gap is too much. So much so that I don't know. You say somebody allowance of this, allowance of that, and this allowance of this and that and that and that, and why the people are suffering there. Policies are not helping people. Economic inequality. Another type of inequality is social inequality, ethnicity, religion, gender. There are some religions that feel that they are the most important religion, then the others are less religious. There are ethnicities or ethnic groups that are not recognized as anything. You understand? Their existence does not matter so far as some people are concerned or some ethnic groups are concerned. And then it creates this kind of inequality. It's like if you are from a particular ethnic group, it means that you cannot even get a job. It's hard for you to get a job because the system creates that kind of inequality. Do you understand? And then what about gender? There are certain positions that it seems as if a woman will not ever get it. Don't you see the PDP presidential primary election that time, where this Sarah Jubril contested as the president, as a president, was contesting for president, and they did primaries. And Sarah Jubril also contested. She was part of the primaries. Other women were part of the primaries. Do you understand? Other women were also as delegates. But that woman got one vote, one vote, one vote. Even though we also there as delegate, but that woman got one. One vote. That is to say, it was her own vote that she got. Even women did not vote for her. Gender inequality. Do you understand? So it's as if it look as if a woman cannot become the president in this country. Do you understand? That's what is it. So with, that's why we have other region called third world countries, underdeveloped nation or developing nations. Do you understand? We're talking about regional. If you think it's only on individuals, it's not only on individuals. It passed like that. There are even regional problems. That's what there are even continental problems. For Africa, it considered as if Africa is being considered as the headquarters of poverty and confusion, crisis, conflict. Do you understand? Because of regional, that's what they consider. They call us underdeveloped nations. But we have all the resources that these people that are calling us underdeveloped, they are coming for our resources, taking it to go and develop their own nations, and then they turn and call us underdeveloped nations. What? Do you understand? So there are regions that it's as if they are better, they are more developed than other regions. It's not supposed to be so. So uneven development. If we have a road construction, if federal government has, let's say, 2 road constructions in the southeast, then they should have it in south-south, they should have it in northwest, they have it in north central, they have it in the northeast. Do you understand? And in southwest. So that we will balance it. If you are doing project 2 here, do 2 there, do 2 here, do 2 there. Do you understand? Even distribution. Do you understand? If you are given appointment, give evenly. Then you will not see a problem. Another key concept here is governance failure. Failure can also be a factor for conflict. It can be a reason for what? Conflict. Governance failure. All right? Weak, corrupt, and ineffective political and administrative systems that fail to deliver public goods or ensure justice can lead to what? Conflict. Weak, corrupt, or ineffective political and administrative systems that fail to deliver public goods or ensure justice can lead to what? Conflict. Weak government, corrupt government can make people to become agitated, frustrated, and then enter the street to protest. That is why I think it was in Nepal also, they changed their government. They protested until they changed everybody. Do you understand? They protested until they changed everybody. They protested until they changed everybody. Because of weak government. Because of corruption. In our system here, sometimes we celebrate corruption. Somebody, you know that this person, he suddenly becomes so rich, and you're wondering what happened that you become so rich. Is this because of election that we elected you yesterday? It's because this political appointment that you got here yesterday that makes you to become so rich like that? How? So that makes it that people now say, okay, it's better to do politics than to go and do something else. So that is for you to now become rich, it means that you must become a politician. Who says so? Do you understand? But that's how the system makes it to look like. So if you want to become relevant and become recognized, and have certain influence, then you must become a politician. Is that so? Do you understand? Because of corruption, and people are celebrating corruption. People will say corruption very well and they will still celebrate it. And because they say it's our own, it's our own. When EFCs are going after somebody, they will say, hey, no, it's because of tribalism, it's because of religion, it's because it's not his own tribal person. That is why he's coming after him. No, 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 no. It's because it's not a member of his political party. That's why he's coming after him. Why should we reduce ourselves to that level? Do you understand? It's because of these things, and this thing can cause tension. Do you understand? So when things happen like that, you are going to see resentment, you see frustration, and it can lead to a very dangerous dimension of conflict. Conflict link, let's look at it. How does governance failure contributes to conflict? Poor service delivery erodes trust in government. You understand? How many of you can confidently say that you trust the current administration? How many of you? How many of you can boast of the current administration in your own country? So for Nigeria, how many of you can boast of the current administration? In Cameroon, how many of you can boast of your current administration? Can you boast of the current administration in South Sudan? Hey, Mr. Stephen, Mr. Stephen, you are William Stephen. The South Sudan government, can you boast of that South Sudan? You people fought for your independence. Immediately after your independence, what is happening in South Sudan? It's as if you move from frying pan to fire, from smoke to fire. Do you understand? So what was the essence of your protest? What was your essence of agitation in the first place? And now you have got your independence. What are you doing with that independence? South Sudan is more destabilized than ever. Do you understand? Because of what? Weak, corrupt, or an ineffective political and administrative system. So, right now, poor service delivery erodes trust. We don't have trust in our government. If they are telling us, even when they are telling us the truth, we know that it's a lie. Do you understand? Because they have never told a truth. In fact, they have never said the truth in their lives. Whatever government say, in fact, now, whatever government says, we know that it's a lie. Even when they tell us they remove fuel subsidy, we know that it's a lie. Whether it's removed or not removed, we know that it's a lie. They just want to give us fuel at the high cost. Do you understand? Because if really you want to do something, you don't do it that way, the way it was done. Your first day in office, you open speech, and then you say that fuel subsidy is gone. No plan is on ground, nothing to caution the effect of that. You just open mouth and it go. So is that how to remove fuel subsidy? I can tell you for sure that that made us not to even believe the government anymore. You understand? That's what governance failure can do. It causes the erosion of what? The erosion of trust. The erosion of trust. Corruption deepens grievances. Corruption deepens what? Grievances. We'll be looking at you, you pack government money, you pack, they go. Will they look at you? That's why the day EFCC will grab somebody and put him in prison, we'll be celebrating. We'll be celebrating. Those small victories, we'll celebrate them. Not everybody, cherish poverty, cherish corruption rather. Not everybody. Some people hate it with passion. It's just that they have nothing to do about it. If they have their way, they'll find a way of stopping it. Do you understand? Yes. Yes. Look at what happened. Somebody is talking about the issue of NSAS. NSAS came as a result of governance failure, injustice, poor public service delivery. You are maltreating your people in the name of you are a SAS officer, SAS waiting. You just maltreat people, maltreat the citizens of. How can you do it? And then this thing grows to a point that the NSAS protest was so devastating. I have never witnessed a protest in Nigeria like that one. You understand? It was so mad that even the police themselves cannot come out and say stop. It was so people were just moving en mass, freely, unchecked. Why? Because it was a difficult situation. If you want to go and stop them, how will you stop them? Do you understand? It was a very difficult situation. So that's it. So let's look at another one, another concept. Political exclusion. Political what? Exclusion is another structural and root cause of conflict. Political exclusion is one of the root causes of conflict. So the systematic denial of individuals or groups from meaningful participation in political decisions making can cause conflict. The systematic denial of individuals or groups from meaningful participation in political decision making can cause conflict. Do you understand? As I'm speaking with you, okay, look at the issue of that Ugandan guy, Bobby Wine. I've been a Bobby Wine. I've been a Bobby Wine. You understand? Look at the kind of maltreatment that guy went through simply because he's contesting for a political position in his country against the incumbent. Everywhere, even they will give him police to be guiding him, yet another set of police will come and be harassing him. What kind of a thing is that? Look at the people in Tanzania. Look at even the one in Venezuela, Venezuela that has just been released. The one in Venezuela, that opposition leader that has just been released. You understand? What happened? When Maduro was there, he did not even allow him to contest election. The other one, they gave him peace, Nobel Peace Prize award. She's somewhere on exile because of what? They pose as a threat to the incumbent government. So they will. Now, the person that was chasing them away has been, I don't know whether I used the word kidnap or has been arrested by another powerful. You were showing you are a powerful man. Now, another power jump power now. So the lesser power now bow, right? He was showing that he's powerful. But when America came for him, he became powerless. Do you understand? But this is the person that put people in prison, send others on exile. So that kind of exclusion can cause conflict. Do you understand? It can cause conflict. So these are the things that we're talking about. You understand? So let's look at some forms of political exclusion. Exclusion from elections. Exclusion from election. The Tanzania's situation, the Venezuelan situation I talked about, the same thing is trying to play out in South Africa. Do you understand? The incumbent is feeling that this guy is becoming too much, and then now they are bringing a court case to try to silence him. Now they are trying to push the part that even Nelson Mandela followed. Do you understand? So if you put this guy into prison now, what does that mean? Do you understand? You try to use the court to silence him. You know, that can create it can create tension. Do you understand? So allow free participation. Yes. allow free participation. Then lack of representation in government. When people are not well represented in government, it becomes a problem. You understand? It becomes a problem. Suppression of opposition voices. Suppression of what? Opposition voices. Look at the system that is happening in Nigeria. We are almost becoming a one-state party, a one-party state. Like what? How? These people enjoy multiple opportunities to come to power, but they want to silence all forms of opposition. The opposition they use to come to power today, they want to silence all opposition. They want just a single party. All the governors now, they belong to one political party. All of them. They kill PDP. They kill the other ones. They kill everything. In fact, even the one that is trying to still challenge them, they are sending some of their forces there to make sure that they destabilize it so that it doesn't work. How do we arrive in that? But the situation in Nigeria is quite different. You understand? The Nigerians are quite stubborn. Nigerians are stubborn people more than the Tanzanians, more than the Ugandans. Do you understand? What happened in Uganda, what happened in Tanzania may not happen in Nigeria because we are a very stubborn people, and our diversity is also contribute to that stubbornness. Do you understand? So our behavior here is different. We don't take it so JJJ like that. Do you understand? No. We cannot suffer that kind of maltreatment and then keep quiet. Yeah, there are instances of those kind of injustice, and then people still accommodate them. But there's a limit to what we can take in this country. Do you understand? Yes, because the obvious situation in Uganda, in Tanzania, were too much. They were too much. Yes, thank you, Julius Melema. Do you understand? They want to use court and silence him. But how can you use court and silence a voice? And then what about his supporters? They become a problem to you, to your government, because you want to silence their leader. How will you rest? Now, Nigeria government has convicted Nnamdi Kanu. Has the problem in the southeast ended because Nnamdi has been convicted? Rather, it's even becoming a very difficult situation to deal with. Do you understand? Because there are some people that are still pledging allegiance to him, even in prison. Do you understand? So that is not the best solution. Yeah, incarcerating Nnamdi Kanu is not the best solution. But, to some others, that is the best they think they can do. They don't care about the peace of the society. They don't care about the stability of the society. Do you understand? All they care is whatever they can do to silence him, let's silence him. Do you understand? Even if it means that he does not escape it, is not a problem. You understand? And then the problem continues and agitation continues. Instead of trying to find ways of inclusion, we are excluding and marginalizing. So how do we solve? Is that how to solve problems? I don't think so. I don't think so. You see the situation in Libya. Look at the situation in Libya, where the former Libyan leader, Gaddafi, his son has been killed recently. Do you understand? Somebody just mentioned it here. Do you understand? Because he wants to contest for an election, and they know that guy, if he contests for election, because of what his father did, they will vote for him. And so the best thing is to eliminate him. And they eliminated him. Somebody is thanking God that IGPCM is coming to Namibia very, very soon. Yes, it's already in Namibia. You guys are working there, and I'm very sure that everything will get set and ready and a lot of sensitization will be carried out, and people in Namibia will have full knowledge of what peace is all about, and they can engage in the work of peace and build a beautiful society for themselves. And Namibia has been a very quiet country so far, so good, but there's much they can do, to make the society more peaceful. Do you understand? So that's it. All right, let's move forward. Another key concept, we have historical grievances. Historical what? Grievances. Past injustice or unresolved conflict that continue to influence present relationships can also cause conflict. Again, a point on past injustice or unresolved conflict that continue to influence present relationships and some of the things. That is, now, let me tell you that some of the things that are happening in Nigerian political system today, the exclusion that is happening in Nigerian system today is as a result of the coup that took place in 1960s. The impact of that coup is still playing out so much on the Nigerian political system. Do you understand? The 1963 coup, it's what? Wow. So for how many years we have not taken time to reconcile ourselves? Those things are playing out even till today. The hatred is much, it's visible. Do you understand? The hatred translated into names calling. Nyamli, Aboki, all manner of names. Don't want to see this one. We don't want to interact with this one. It's like if in Nigeria, it's one nation, one country. But if you are a southerner, you find yourself in the north, it's like you are in a total strange land. If you are a northerner, you find yourself in the south, it's like you are in a total strange land. And you cannot guarantee of your security once you cross this. So what kind of system is that? So why should we still remain as a nation, and we hate each other so much? No segment of this society believe in any other segment. None. None. I mean none. Historical grievances. Colonial era boundaries decision fueling modern communal crisis. Look at the conflicts happening in Taraba State between the Jukums and the Thieves. Because of boundary issues, how the state were created, they just caught people anyhow. And then some people find themselves in other places, and then they become minorities, and then it becomes a problem. Do you understand? Conflict, everyday killing in Taraba State, in Nasarawa, in Benue. Why? Because of these kind of things. Historical what? Grievances. Historical grievances is one of the reasons why a respected scholar of Islamic say that some of the killing that are happening is as a result of revenge. Revenge. Historical grievances. Revenge. Do you understand? But why should we revenge? Why not dialogue? Why can't we dialogue and solve our problem? Why the revenge? Why the revenge? So we say structural causes of conflict, we say poverty and inequality, all right, influence it, all right, grievances and frustration causes insecurity. So all of this political mobilization, and then you see violence, right? Let's look at the problem 3, root causes analysis. Now, I think okay, let's look at root causes analysis, when you want to use what we call the conflict tree analysis or the problem tree analysis to determine the cause, the effect, the root causes, and the main problem. Do you understand? So this is how it is. So now we say the core problem here is what? Persistent conflict. So you place it here. This is where the core problem is. The core problem, we are looking at persistent conflict. What is causing persistent conflict? What are the causes of persistent conflict? We will say poverty, inequality, bad governance, exclusion, resources scarcity, or resource scarcity. Do you understand? These are the root causes of what? Persistent in persistent conflict. And so what are the effects of this persistent conflict? What are the effects? Violence, insecurity, and poverty again. Do you understand? Because when you kill and you destroy, you return yourself to poverty. Do you understand? That is the one you have managed to build, you now destroy it, you return back to square one. That is poverty is as a poverty is a cause as well as an effect. You understand? Poverty is a cause of persistent what? Conflict, as well as the effect of the conflict itself. Because poverty is the reason why conflict broke out. But this poverty again will go as far as causing conflict that will destroy properties, destroy people's businesses, destroy infrastructures. So what happened? This will return us back to extreme poverty. I want to qualify that one. Poverty may cause it, but at the end of the day, it will return us to what? Extreme poverty. Don't you see the Gaza situation? Gaza Strip. Don't you see what is happening in Gaza today? You build, after you build finish, you start a war, and then the war will now come, destroy you, destroy what you have built. You return back to square one. What sense is this? What joy is this? Do you understand? So that is it. Political focus, root causes analysis, problem 3. Now, steps for you to carry out a problem 3 analysis. Identify the core conflict problems. First and foremost, identify the core conflict problem and put it in the middle of the 3, that is the stain. And then ask why repeatedly to uncover root causes. Why is this issue? Why is this issue? Why is this issue? Ask several whys to uncover the root causes of the problem. Identify immediate effects and long-term consequences. Some of the effects are immediate, some are long-term consequences. Do you understand? I saw how conflict destroy people in my community. Some retire from their civil service job. Their creativity that was given to them, they use it to build a house in the village. And then war started, armed conflict started between communities. And then the only thing they aim at is to destroy the new building that was built. You understand? As soon as they destroy that building, conflict will come to an end. But that person will never recover from it because that building was built out of what? Retirement. It was a retirement benefit built, and now conflict destroy it. That person may not be able to raise money to build that building again and may die a wretched person. Do you understand? That's it. So immediate and the long-term effect. Design intervention that address root causes, not just the symptoms. So you are to design a system that will address what the root causes and not just the symptoms. So Application example, conflict between farmers and herders. You understand? Conflict between farmers and herders. Roots. Some people say it's climate change impact, right? Some say it's because of land tenure issues. Some say it's because of weak institutions. So the trunk will be violent clashes, branches, or the effect can be, displacement, food insecurity, and the rest of it. All right. So let's look at the summary of these units, the key takeaways. Conflicts are often driven by deep structural issues, not immediate events. Not immediate events. If something is playing out today, it's not because that thing has started today. It has started long ago, but it was ignored by those that were supposed to be responsible. They ignore it, and today it is playing out in a very drastic, dimensional way. Do you understand? Then poverty and inequality create fertile ground for grievances. Yes, poverty. Poverty is a disaster. It's a disease. So you have to reject poverty by all means and do all you can to earn a good living in a nice way. Bad governance and political exclusion weaken social trust. Bad governance. You have the privilege to be in government. You have the privilege to hold a political position, or you are a permanent secretary, or you are a director, or you are whatever. Make sure that you serve well, you represent well. Do you understand? Because if you don't do, people will not trust your government. And if they do not trust your government, it will cause so much tension. So much crime will happen in the society. Do you understand? Competition over scarce resources is a major trigger of violence. So, because of scarce resources, competition may arise, and so many things may happen. So many things may happen. So that's the much we can take for today. I really want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. Ambassador Kamadin Adio, our distinguished fellow, um, Ambassador Chilufaya Siwale, our Zambian coordinator. Thank you for taking time to be part of this training. William Steven from South Sudan, thank you for always connecting. Yakubu Pomfa, thank you for connecting. Rebi, God's Power, thank you for taking time to be part of today's training. Omotayo Kamar, thank you for taking time to be part of this. Ambassador Wande Amos, thank you. Is our Ebu ambassador. All right. Tijani Ibrahim, thank you. Sam Dekos, thank you. Is ambassador of the Institute. Messi Moses, thank you. Oluwaboli Adekum, thank you. Adiokum, thank you. Jonas Tarifans, thank you. France, thank you. Susan, thank you. Pascal Okado, thank you. Victoria, thank you. Amechi, thank you. We appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of. Ambassador Vivian Bassa, thank you. And Dorothy Essen, thank you. Fredericks, thank you. Mutaya, thank you. Nyekwa, thank you. Rock of Studio, thank you. Solomon, thank you. Benjamin, thank you. Friday Onyebuchi, thank you. Ada Regina, thank you. Chibri Mohamed, thank you. Lily Jackie, thank you. Ambassador Esther Adeyemu, thank you. Emmanuel Ebezimako, thank you. And the gatekeepers, Ambassador Distinguished Bamedele, Bandele, thank you. I appreciate you. Nohobaka, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Maxwell, thank you. Sadauki, thank you. Naji, Ishaya, thank you. Ambassador Abet, God's power, thank you. We appreciate you. Ambassador Tony Emeta, thank you for taking time to be part of today's training. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow by 7 p.m. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Peter Papati, Papiti, thank you. Abiodun, thank you. Olufemi, thank you. Atinsola, thank you. Thank you to every one of you for taking time to be part of today's training. You guys are making this training to become so interesting. By your participation, it becomes so good. Paul, thank you. Eunice, thank you so much. All the way from Namibia. It's a pleasure to have you connecting with us. And we hope to see you tomorrow as well. Have a wonderful night rest from Nigeria, Abuja. I am Ambassador Joshua Teira. Our Sophie is also our ambassador from Cameroon. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right. Bye. Have a wonderful night rest. Olusegun and Onyema Boniface. Thank you.